volunteer assistant under Tom Young.
No question, he's happy to be back here at the rack. Great atmosphere, great night for college basketball.
Bullard will set things up for FAMU. Rutgers all-time is 11-0 against MEAC schools. Reggie Lewis, who's that second lethal scorer, thought about it for a second. They give it to Odie, and he backs out wisely with 10 to shoot. Good defensive stance by Rutgers, and Lewis will chuck it up a 10-footer off the back iron. And the rebound over to Wally Judge.
They're going to look to push it, and they're going to look to push it quick and see if they can get some quick shots, Rutgers, and obviously getting ready to run some of this new Eddie Jordan offense.
Rutgers last year 12th in the Big East. Judge from the elbow connects.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave, if he can hit that shot, it's going to be a long night for FAMU.
Judge is the second returning leading scorer behind Miles Mack. He'll expect to do big things in the post for Eddie Jordan's team. Reggie Lewis again gets the call. Right in front of the three-point arc, and nothing but net for Lewis.
Boy, tough shot. Pretty well contested. Rutgers going to come right back at him and, again, try to run some of this new offense. And as they're still trying to work out some of the kinks, as you can see there, with a backcourt violation.
Miles Mack last year with a plethora of turnovers, and he told us before this contest that was one of the things he emphasized, taking care of the basketball this go-around.
He talked about that a lot in shoot-around, talked about that a lot in practice. And, you know, they have a lot of guys who are learning a new system, so it's a little bit of a learning process still.
Lemon Johnson explained that his team must get off to a great start on the offensive end if they will prevail here at the rack, as that one goes out of bounds off of Mack and will stay on this end of the floor.
I like the way that Florida A&M is moving the ball around. They're trying to get everybody a touch here early, trying to get everybody to kind of get their feet underneath them a little bit.
Walter Davis will inbound this one as J.J. Moore is right in his tracks and kicks it out to Reggie Lewis. Lewis down low for Odie from Nigeria, spots up and gets it over Judge.
Boy, tough shot by Odie. Really impressed with how he practiced the last couple days, and nice finish for him.
And there's a foul up top, and Odie's a guy who doesn't have a lot of basketball experience. He came over from Nigeria, and he went to the State College of Florida, but right here it looks like he has a high IQ in the game.
Really high IQ. You know what I like? He showed him the ball. He shot faked it and got him up in the air and took a nice shot.
J.J. Moore, the transfer from Pitt, spots up, can't connect from three-point land. And the rebound hauled in by Bullard, but stolen away quickly by Mack in numbers for Rutgers. Mack to the basket, off the window, can't finish. Rebound by Jack inside the restricted area. He can't get it to go. Jack for a second try.
Great finish by Kadeem Jack.
Redshirt junior out of Queens, New York. Thought about transferring, said, we have to continue things right here at Rutgers.
Kadeem Jack out of Rice High School, New York City product. Great finish, way to attack the rim. That's Rutgers' advantage all night long around the basket.
So far, cat and mouse action to begin things here in the first stanza, and already a 5-second call. Good defensive pressure on the baseline by J.J. Moore.
Clement not happy with that turnover, but I think you're going to see this is what Florida A&M wants to do. They want to pick up the pressure. They want to press and try to speed them up a little bit and see if they can use some of their bodies. They want to play a lot of guys tonight.
Segears couldn't connect, but turning garbage into gold right there is J.J. Moore.
Yeah, again, Dave, there's their advantage. You know, Rutgers has got great size at all positions. They're really going to look to attack the glass.
So far, both teams shooting pretty well. Florida A&M 2 of 3, Rutgers 3 of 6. Lewis had a good look down low. I'll go to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Coach Jordan probably a little disappointed in their get-back defense there, something that they look to do in practice a little bit. Going to try to press them a little bit and try to turn them over a little bit, see if they get some easy baskets.
Lewis and Bullard in particular are the only two players from this FAMU squad who were on the team from 2 years ago. And that possesses a lot of challenges for this coaching staff because the bulk of the guys are transfers.
Yeah, Coach Johnson has a lot of new faces, a lot of different personalities, some junior colleges, some transfers, a couple guys left over from the old staff. And he's doing and working really hard at trying to mesh them all together.
Lewis 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Jamie Adams still on the bench for FAMU. And just a one-point game early on here at the rack. Terrific crowd on hand as it's Eddie night. Honoring the new head coach. J.J. Moore, spot up 3 on the way. And he gets the fortuitous bounce. J.J. Moore with 2 20-foot performances last year for Pitt.
I love J.J. Moore. I think he's going to be a great addition to this program. He's experienced. He's a veteran. Played at a great Pitt program. Prep school guy, a little bit older, been through the battles. Great shot there, and really a great driving dish, too.
And the foul will be called up top here as Craig Brown was going towards the basket.
You know, great shot and finish here by J.J. Moore, but equally as nice, a really nice driving dish by Jerome Seguiers.
Walter Davis again in a little bit of trouble and finally gets it in to his comrade Bobby King, who they call the unsung hero on this Rattlers club. Look for him to come up with some double-doubles in the MEAC. Reggie Lewis not afraid to go right to the rack off the window. No. King tried to put it in, and Mack comes the other way. Seguiers creates some space now and sets up this half-court offense for Rutgers. You're not going to see a Princeton offense. Don't call it. You're going to see a lot of crosses inside the paint. There's some structure, but Eddie Jordan said, don't call it Princeton.
He sure did. He likes, as Coach Jordan said in practice the other day, he likes 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center. And he likes them to be interchangeable, and I think we've seen a lot of that already.
Muhammad Abdul Aleem checks back in for the first time. Walter Davis goes out consequently.
You know, FAMU is going to run a lot of bodies in and out here. Coach Johnson said they'd like to play as many guys as they can in the first half.
Mack spots up for 3 and connects. Rutgers now on a 10-2 run.
There he is, Miles Mack.
Steals it right here. Bobby King holds it in. And here comes FAMU. Abdul Aleem couldn't handle that. And Rutgers fans have to be loving it here. Rutgers.
And Devon Campbell, who we'll see off the bench here. I like some of the new pieces that they've been able to add.
Eddie Jordan told us prior to this matchup that everybody bought in right away.
You know, I love the way that Coach Jordan's running practice. Everything's about team and family. They're really trying to build something special here, and you can just see how happy he is to be back here on campus at Rutgers.
Mack over to Kadeem Jack, gets it back, looking for his second 3 of the ball game off the front iron, and a rebound and a foul called down low.
You know, again, one of the things we talked about, the keys, you know, they're really crashing the offensive glass, and everything's going through Miles Mack. Miles got a nice shot there. He's got such a soft shot. Great New Jersey product, St. Anthony's High School, state champions, and really just one of the great lead guards here in the country.
Cole was against Christopher Rozier, his first. Seguiers over to Kadeem Jack. He's been working on that elbow shot. Couldn't connect there. And again, a foul on the floor. And that is one of the problems that we may see in this matchup, Mo, is the size disadvantage for FAMU.
Yeah, Wally Judge is a big body down there. He's constantly on the glass, and FAMU's going to throw a lot of bodies in and out of there, but they're small, and they're smaller at just about every position.
Second one called on Rozier consecutively. Judge will back it out wisely to J.J. Moore. Rutgers last year 15-16 overall, 12th in the Big East. As Seguiers put up the 3, Jack went up for it, out wrestles King down low, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Love the way Kadeem Jack is going to the offensive glass. Great long athletic body. See him here, not taking a...
I want to stay within the moment, and I want to do something special here at Rutgers and turn some heads, quite frankly.
What a pleasure to talk to. Wasn't he great today at shoot around? You can just tell he has a command of the team. Guys listen to him. Guys watch him. And, you know, as a coach, that's the type of thing you need when you take over a program like Eddie has. You need a guy that you can follow all the time, and you can have him be an absolute extension of you.
Rutgers on a 12-2 run since the 1751 mark. FAMU desperately trying to get some offensive surge. And down low, Jack again wrestles it away. J.J. Moore for 3. Off the iron. And the rebound to Abdul Aleem. Almost a carry there. Abdul-Aleem will take it himself coast to coast. Can't finish down low. King will put it up, and finally he gets his way.
I'll tell you, I like what Rutgers is doing here, though. They're trying to push the tempo up. They're forcing FAMU into some really quick shots. That one they got to fall. But I like what they're doing. And again, now they can come down here and run a little bit of offense. But I think they're trying to pick up the pressure on defense a little bit, which I really like.
King, the junior from Birmingham, Alabama, getting valuable minutes early on as Miles Mack close in for two.
Boy, what a great drive. If he can do that, shooting threes from the perimeter and getting to the basket, Miles Mack is going to be a really tough guard. Here he is. You see him coming off a little dribble handoff. They worked in that in practice like crazy the last couple days. Miles Mack getting all the way from the three-point line right to the basket.
Greg Lewis coming in for the first time here as Kadeem Jack will take a seat.
One of the things going to be a little question for Rutgers throughout the year is their depth.
Reggie Lewis right to the rack. Short on the attempt. Lewis tries to wrestle it away. And a call right here on the floor. It's going to go against Bobby King of FAMU.
Rutgers down a couple bodies tonight. So we're going to see a little bit of a quicker rotation here probably from Coach Jordan all night.
And Kerwin Okoro was expected to start out with a knee injury. We just found out that moments before the contest. King couldn't connect down low. Lewis onto the floor. We have an alternating possession and we'll go back to the Rattlers. Now actually Rutgers will get it.
Yeah, again, I really like what Rutgers is doing here defensively. They're forcing Florida A&M into some quick shots, and those quick shots turn into rebounds and hopefully lead baskets, run out baskets for Rutgers.
So far, Eddie Jordan's team doing a fabulous job defensively. Right there, they throw it away on the offensive end from Mack. Bobby King, right place, right time to clean up.
Rutgers has to take care of the basketball. I think that's going to be one thing that they're going to really have to work on throughout the course of the year. Value in that basketball. Coaches talk about that all the time. Coach Jordan talked about that in practice like crazy. Value the basketball.
Mack driving in and a blocking call. Going to be against Odie.
You know what, Dave? Got a little bit lucky there. Got a little bit lucky. Probably needs to stop, jump stop, drop the ball off there for an easy basket.
Von Campbell will come into the contest now for Rutgers as Segiers takes a seat. Kadeem Jack will enter in the contest as well. Fred Brown up top to Miles Mack. Sets this half-court offense. Kadeem Jack inside. Standing in his way, that time was Bobby King, who's been a monster on both sides of the floor for Clement Johnson's club. Kadeem Jack all over Abdul-Aleem. Wants to go right to the basket. And he will go to the line this time. Kind of like the tenacity there by Abdul-Aleem going right to the rack.
Boy, what a great body. He looks like a football player. Mohammed has a twin brother. Great drive right here. Watch him use his body and his strength and his size. Not very good help defense there by Rutgers. Coach Jordan can't be happy with that. Mohammed Abdul-Aleem has a twin brother, plays at South Florida. They're actually going to play against each other later on in December. And a really interesting thing about them, he's a mirror image twin. Did you know that?
I did.
Mirror image twin. Here's my favorite stat about that. His brother is left-handed. He's right-handed. That's a stat about mirror image twins. Good stat for you.
Yeah, both of them were great players in the Georgia area. In fact, they were homeschooled, and they couldn't play their senior years of high school due to eligibility.
Terrific young man. Spent some time with him today.
Greg Brown, the jack of all trades, inside to Greg Lewis. He already has two personals. King all over him this time, and Greg Brown right under the basket will go to the free throw line.
And I think that's what they need to keep doing. Throw the ball inside, use their size, use their strength, get the ball up around the basket, get some easy looks.
Again, Craig Brown going to get valuable minutes in this contest because of Kerwin Okoro's injury. And also, they're still waiting on the eligibility for junior E2.
Yet Coach really likes Junior Ito, a freshman out of the Washington, D.C. area, Bishop O'Connell High School, big-time recruit. He was out here getting a little extra work in today. They're going to really be glad to get him back as the league starts. He's going to miss 6 games for them.
Have a plethora of substitutions now as FAMU has 16 fouls. Bonus will ensue after this.
One of the things
Cody takes a seat.
One of the things to keep looking for here, Dave, is the old saying, you know, sometimes pressing teams don't like to be pressed, and Florida A&M really likes to press and get the game going up and down in their league. And I think what you're seeing here, and you can see it, Rutgers is going to put the pressure on them and make them uncomfortable. And I really like what Coach Jordan's doing with this.
Reggie Lewis will set up this half-court possession. Now over to Greg Nelson, who comes into the ball game. Trey Kellum gets his way his first basket. 6-1 run for FAMU.
I'll tell you, FAMU is getting into the lane, which at halftime I think Coach Jordan's going to have to spend some time talking about that. A little lazy on defense, a little late help, but they're able to get to the basket way too easy right now.
Nelson wants to run. Right to Reggie Lewis. Can't connect that time, and Miles Mack will now run for Rutgers. Mack outside. Craig Brown, 3 on the way, too strong, and the rebound held in by Kellum. We haven't seen Jamie Adams, who is that prolific scorer so far for FAMU.
If you're FAMU, you got to be real happy right now. No Jamie Adams hasn't played yet, and they're in the game, and they're playing hard, and they're hustling. They're getting a lot of easy looks around the basket.
Kellum goes to the floor and gets the timeout for Florida A&M here. Rutgers is up by 4. Some sloppy. Rutgers clinging to a 4-point advantage over Florida A&M. And a foul's going to go against the Rattlers, going the other way this time. Rutgers holding a 4-point advantage.
Called here early, some tight play, and again, we'll have to really watch and see how this affects the game.
Miles Mack was dumbfounded when he found out that he couldn't put a hand on the opposing player. He's like, well, what am I supposed to do to guard him tight?
Yeah, Miles doesn't like that rule a whole lot, but I think everybody's going to have to adapt and adjust a little bit. And we've seen some tight calls here early again already tonight.
Malik Kone checks into the ball game for the first time. Campbell creates space and connects from 3-point land.
Coaches and everybody at Rutgers really like his ability to score and come off the bench and make some baskets for him. Junior college transfer, really going to look for him to help them off the bench all season long. Campbell, a transfer, UTEP and a junior college product out of Texas. Made his way up here to Piscataway. Going to be a nice piece for them off the bench all season.
Reggie Lewis outside to Greg Nelson, wants to try from way beyond. Kadeem Jack couldn't get his way. Nelson in the thick of things, backs it out wisely.
Again, you're seeing FAMU really be able to get to the basket. I think Coach Jordan at halftime is really going to have to talk, he and his staff, about trying to keep guys out of the lane. And they're able to get in the lane almost at will right now.
That time DeAndre Bullard had his way, and he's filling in very nicely for Jamie Adams as Seguir's right to the rack. Kiss off the window, and it's good.
Nice drive and finish there by Jerome. Terrific play around the basket. Like the way he's been attacking all night.
And a full-court press here.
Yeah, again, you're seeing the pressure from Rutgers, trying to speed them up a little bit, trying to get them into quick shots. And there you go. They make it pay for it right there.
Nothing but net for Greg Nelson. He gets on the board here, and it's just a 4-point game.
Yeah, Greg Nelson, known as a very good shooter, another junior college product. Had a great high school career and one of the better shooters coming out of the junior college ranks this past season.
Team Jack up top of there. Just like we talked about, that hand check call where you put your hand on the offensive player, the referee's going to be all over it.
Absolutely. You can see right there the game is being called much tighter. It's going to be a point of emphasis. We're going to have to really watch that throughout the game and certainly this early part of the season.
And here comes Jamie Adams checking in the ball game, the third-team All-MEAC player. Last year led the team. 14 points per game, a quiet leader, barely talks in the shoot-around, but this guy has a mean game.
Boy, he sure does. As I call him as a coach, he's a volume shooter and can really put points on the basket, points on the board really quickly.
Kadeem Jack converts to the 1-and-1, and Chadrick Johnson, the assistant coach for this MEAC squad, told us this team goes as Jamie Adams goes.
Yeah, Jamie Adams, Chicago product, great scorer. Really excited to see him get the ball in his hands here a little bit and see what they can do now that he's in the game.
Looks like we have a violation here. Someone went in the lane before the free throw was put up by Kadeem Jack, so another try here for the Scarlet Knights player.
You know, Dave, let's see if they keep pressuring. Let's see if they keep trying to force them into some quick shots and put some pressure on Florida A&M here. I like what they were doing. They gave up a 3 last time, but they have been able to speed them up. Here they come again.
Now let's see how the offense changes with Adams up top running things. Segiers is all over him. Nelson thought about the 3. Wisely kicks it out to Bradshaw off the window. And Jamari Bradshaw, the transfer from Lakeland Community College, scores for the first time tonight.
Again, driving to the basket, getting a lot of great looks.
Gears went up again, and another call against FAMU.
Yeah, I like Segiers. He's really putting some pressure on their defense. I like the way that he's getting to the basket and certainly getting a few easy points here from free throws.
That was called against Jamari Bradshaw, and Segiers back on the line.
Here we see it again. I've been talking about it all night early on. They're really able to get to the basket and get a lot of easy shots around the basket, and it's turned into a lot of easy buckets and keeping the game really close here for them.
Segiers is a guy, after the whole Mike Rice mess went down, bolted for Auburn, and after about a week said, hey, Eddie Jordan, I want to come back and play here.
You know, we were talking to Coach Jordan about that, and he was looking for a change, and Eddie Jordan said in practice yesterday, I am the change. I am Rutgers, and he really is excited. You can just see his passion for being back here on campus, and Jerome really realized that was what he wanted to be a part of, and he's happy to be back. Miles Mack's happy to have him back too.
Kone comes out. J.J. Moore comes back in for Rutgers. Only a 6-point game so far, and FAMU is right in it.
They sure are. And here's Jamie Adams getting to the basket early here at the free throw line. Get his feet underneath him a little bit, score a couple points. Hopefully he doesn't get it to go there.
Kadeem Jack went for him, but he wasn't on the same frequency that time of Wally Judge. Adams last year, 14 points per game, was a prolific top 10 scorer in the MEAC. He's one of those players, if that squad is going to do well in their conference, he needs to flourish on both ends of the floor.
Absolutely. Took 197 three-pointers last year.
Wow.
That's what I call a volume shooter, buddy.
Adams right on cue from Coach Mo Cassera, and he delivers.
That's right. Right on cue. Volume shooter.
He was 28% from three-point arc a season ago. That's a guy that's not afraid to chuck it up no matter how many times he's missing.
You can see here Rutgers struggling a little bit with their new offense. Not a lot of continuity right now. Not moving the ball really well.
Tipped away nicely by Jamari Bradshaw on the cross-court pass.
You know, and Dave, that's the kind of stuff you see early on, early in the season. And, you know, Florida A&M's playing hard. They're up in the passing lanes, and they're still trying to work out some of the kinks in this new offense.
Von Campbell off the screen. Over to Kadeem Jack, working on that 15-footer. Basket is good, and a foul away from the ball in the lane. And here's what's going to go against Kellum.
Another nice basket here by Kadeem Jack. Nice drive and pass off. Kadeem Jack doing some nice things offensively. Nice lift, nice finish for the Rice product. Another guy there that could score pretty well. A guy named Kemba Walker.
Had a tremendous career at UConn, no doubt about that. Wally Judge at the line. 2 shots here. The teams thought it was a 1-on-1 opportunity, as that foul again was away for the ball on FAMU. Wally Judge will get another crack at it. It was on Kellum.
With this bigger lineup, Rutgers is really tough on the offensive glass. You saw that there. He made basket. And then another and a foul trying to keep them off the glass.
Adams will look to push this time. 3-point attempt on the way. And secured by J.J. Moore. Outlets it. Over to Wally Judge. Uses his size and gets his way. Tipped off to Kadeem Jack and will still go to FAMU.
Nice pass and throw ahead there by Devon Campbell. Really like the way he threw the ball ahead. Great rebound here by J.J. Moore. Great size and strength. Great throw ahead. Great catch. Big, tough, powerful play around the basket. That's their strength.
FAMU in a little bit of trouble. And a call is going to go against Sagiers. Clement Johnson already jacket off, frustrated. What's going on so far as his team is down by 7? Just over 8 minutes to go.
You know, we see another point of emphasis there with a little hold and grab. You know, last year that call might not have been made. Now they're going to put Jamie Adams on the foul line again.
Jamie Adams, a transfer a couple years ago. Jason Connors State College in Oklahoma. He converts in the first of the one-on-one.
And he's just one of those guys that has a real unique ability to score. Been in the game here for about 4 minutes, and he's already got 4 points.
Last year, Adams said that his club had a lot of troubles on the defensive end, and the goal this year, though, to counter that is to be first in scoring in the MEAC, a league that is very undersized compared to the AAC.
In their league, they're going to be able to play a lot of guys at the same size. Here tonight, they're really undersized at almost every position in the front court. We're seeing that early, and that's really where Rutgers' advantage. We talked about in the pregame. Rutgers has got to go inside and keep offensive rebounding and playing around that basket.
Foul's going to be called against Bobby King, and that's his second. There's Wally Judge back at the line.
Wally Judge, big-time high school recruit, went to Kansas State, transferred back here, sat out. Really looks good, Dave. I'll tell you, I saw him in high school years ago and seen him in develop, and I'll tell you what, he looks good. Their strength and conditioning staff has done a terrific job. He's thinned out. He's gotten stronger. I love the way his body looks, and he's going to have a terrific year here for Rutgers.
Devon Campbell checks back in for Rutgers. Odie, the same for FAMU. Judge misses on that attempt. We're going to get another lane violation, and it will go back the other way.
And Rutgers keeps the pressure up here. I like what they're doing. They're going to try to wear them down, going to try to force them into a lot of quick shots, and let's see if they can really wear Jamie Adams down here.
FAMU trying to beat the press this time. Bobby King went right to the rack, and a call's going to go the other way against the Rattlers. Odie was down low there. Clement Johnson squad.
You know, if I'm Rutgers, I'm really not happy. They got a little lucky there because they had a nice play by Wally Judge, and he just used his size. But again, Florida A&M able to take the basketball from the three-point line all the way to the basket. They get a little lucky there.
So Rutgers in the double bonus, and two free throws upcoming for Wally Judge, transfer out of Kansas State a couple years ago and had to sit out in the 11-12 season as a result. So when they get to AAC play, man, he's going to be a guy that's going to go up against some bigs.
He sure is. And again, I like his improvement. That's going to be a big point of emphasis for Coach all year. He talked about free throws a lot.
Adams spots up for three. Nothing but air. Contested by Kadeem Jack in a mismatch, and Wally Judge picks up the change. J.J. Moore thought about it. Tipped off of Rozier, and actually they're going to say it's off Wally Judge.
I like the idea there. Great idea trying to go into Wally Judge. I'd like to see J.J. Moore drive the ball a little bit to the side and pass it in.
Jose Carrion is corrected there. This
speed and quickness to keep it out.
FAMU didn't want to front load their schedule this season. They wanted to work on the defensive intensity, which struggled mightily last year. So they took some time, played a few scrimmages, and decided to schedule this contest. They'll actually go up to Princeton in the second matchup for the Rattlers.
I tell you, they're aggressive on defense. They're all over the ball. They're not giving Rutgers bigs a chance to be comfortable around the basket. I like their intensity.
Jamie Adams, who checked back in, leads this club with 5 points. Remember, he didn't play for the bulk of this first half.
Another grabbing foul called there on J.J. Moore. A little too aggressive.
Rutgers foul number 44, J.J. Moore, his first personal foul. Scarlet Knights 9-15 foul.
One-on-one opportunity here for the Rattlers. Bradshaw averaged just under 10 points a game last year. He connects that time. FAMU just 1-17 away from their home venue, the Lawson Center in Tallahassee. And they want to change that this go-around, though.
They sure do. You know, 5 of their first 6 games are on the road this year, 2 up here, and they certainly have struggled to win on the road. But I like the way they're playing now. They're certainly not backing down. They're continuing to pressure Rutgers. They're not letting them get comfortable.
And no matter how this goes, Clement Johnson said he can take what not only his club was using, but what Rutgers was doing and use that for his league.
Yeah, Coach Johnson, you know, veteran guys, coached a lot of years, played a lot of basketball, NBA veteran. Really looking to use this as a lot of his learning tools for his program all year.
Jamie Adams crossover move on Devon Campbell, and that's going to be a charge.
A little bit too much there. A little bit too much by Jamie Adams.
One of the points of emphasis this year is that the defender, not the primary, but the secondary defender and Judge has to be set.
He looked like he was set there, and that's certainly going to be a point of emphasis. And again, Jamie Adams over-penetrating there a little bit too much.
And it's important to note, he has to be set before there's a basketball move to the hoop. Has to be set really a half second before. Bradshaw again going right to the rack. Moore was in his way.
Rutgers foul number 55, Devon Campbell.
You know, again, Dave, some careless passing here by Rutgers. Careless passing. The pressure continues from Florida A&M. I like what Coach is doing. You can see him over there. He's working with his guys. He's encouraging them. And again, Rutgers just being casual with the ball.
6 turnovers tonight on FAMU, 5 for Rutgers. Walter Davis comes through. FAMU calls it a 3-headed monster. They rely on Jamie Adams, Reggie Lewis, and then Walter Davis, the small forward who is considered the best defender on this team, has to follow the lead of this guy. And again, the MEAC is a conference where you're not going to see players above 6'5". So right there, Davis is considered a big in that conference.
He sure is, and has done a nice job here. They talked about his defensive intensity. Saw some great defense out of him there, and they're going to continue to bring it here.
All of a sudden, we have a 2-point ball game here with just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Mack now top to Campbell. And Campbell gets on the board once more. J.J. Moore with the swipe and the solo. Adams looks to run the floor the opposite way. With his comrade Reggie Lewis, baseline jumper in and out. Lewis cleans up off the window and in.
All over the basket. They're continuing to attack, continuing to get second chance opportunities, and continuing to get plays around the rim.
Rutgers still clinging to a 5-point advantage. Molly Judge, beautiful backdoor look over to Kadeem Jack. Nobody was in the vicinity for FAMU.
We saw that. They practiced that the last couple days a lot.
Lewis wanted it that time. Moore picks it up. 2-on-1 situation. Mack with a lob for Jack. FAMU wants to run the other way. Bradshaw tries to create something and gets the call here against Devon Campbell. Rutgers has to love, though, the intensity here at Piscataway.
Nice backdoor pass here. Great pass by Wally Judge. And again, another fast break opportunity. I love the way Miles Mack throws the ball ahead here. Great catch, great finish.
12 points so far for Kadeem Jack, who's been a flat-out stud. Wally Judge will get a well-deserved rest, and Craig Brown will come in for Rutgers.
One of the things you saw there on that nice backdoor cut with Kadeem Jack, the way Rutgers is playing, they pulled their big guys away from the basket. That way there's nobody on the backside to help, and there was a nice backdoor cut and pass.
Maury Bradshaw's squad is coming off its lowest win total in the last 12 years. One of the problems last year for FAMU is that their attitude fell down when they got down early, but tonight, keeping that intensity up.
They really are. They're continuing to play. They're throwing a lot of different bodies in there, a lot of different guys. They're playing different guys at different positions, and they're really giving Rutgers all they can handle right now.
Craig Brown over to Miles Mack, takes on two defenders. Ball's going to go against Walter Davis of FAMU, as Clement Johnson didn't agree that time.
This is where Miles Mack is really tough. He led the Big East in free throws last year. He's terrific at getting to the foul line. And when he gets there, it's almost like an automatic 2 points, Dave.
Eddie Jordan said that they want to take the pressure a little bit off of Miles Mack. Coming in as a returning leading scorer. Eli Carter jump ships to Florida. A couple other guys as well, as we documented early on in the broadcast. And they want Mack to be more accountable, not only for himself, but also look into the eyes of his teammates and say, guys, you got to pick it up, because last year he really wasn't that vocal, according to the coaching staff.
And I'll tell you what, when you're a head coach and you take over a program with so many different challenges that they had, you need a guy like that who can be an extension of you on the floor. And we saw that in Miles in practice and certainly in shoot-around today.
Mack with 8 points tonight has catapulted Rutgers to a 10-point advantage. 5 minutes to go in the first half here at the rack. Richie Spiller getting into action late in the first half. Lewis stop pop 2 on the way. Bullard pulls it down nicely over Craig Brown. And a fresh shot clock for Florida A&M.
Continuing to attack the glass and get plays around the basket.
Plenty of time for FAMU, but good defensive stance this time by Rutgers. Crowd certainly loves this from Eddie Jordan's team. Lewis, pass Kadeem Jack.
There's the size advantage we talk about. Terrific defensive play by them all the way around there.
Craig Brown came in to help nicely on the weak side defense. Lewis, tough 3 on the way. Off the front iron, Bullard in traffic. Pops it out, and Rozier delivers.
They continue to hang around, continue to keep the basketball alive, continue to get some second chance opportunities.
Miles Mack. Swing it around. Campbell from the top of the key. Kadeem Jack is there nicely. Spiller tries to go on the deck for it. Alternating possession. Will stay with the Rattlers. Both teams showing some nice transition offense, and the Rattlers certainly in this contest only down by 8. Senior and a new school in Rutgers.
You know, one thing I love about senior leadership too is guys who've played and who've won. He's played part of winning programs, prep school guy, played at Pittsburgh, a little bit older, going to give a lot of help and support to Rutgers here moving forward.
Campbell all over Spiller. Rozier up top. Spiller working in the backcourt with Jamie Adams. Possession right here for Florida A&M. 3 on the way. Rozier, he's got it. All cotton from three-point land for Rozier.
Rutgers went to a little zone there and gave up an open shot there.
Bench scoring. Look at this, Mo. 26-7 in favor of FAMU.
Yeah, I think one of the things we touched on, you know, one of the things that's going to be an Achilles heel for Rutgers all year is their depth. And again, they're a little short-handed tonight, and they're not getting a lot of great bench play.
Mack a little bit short on that three-point attempt. And the Rattlers will run with Bullard. Outside Rozier. Adams thought about it. Another stab at it. And he gets the roll.
There he is, volume shooter, volume scorer.
Back to a 2-point contest. A little bit over 2 minutes to go here in the first half at the rack.
You can see Rutgers a little out of sync here offensively, trying to get into some of their new offensive plays and sets, and they're struggling a little bit.
Adams, a charge is called.
Saw that coming. Feet were set. Again, point emphasis this year.
No basket.
Walter Davis stands right in his way. Mack disagrees with the call.
Nice dribble handoff. They've been working on that like crazy. That's where we got to look for a jump stop and a slide, or a stop, quick pull up and a little jump shot. If Miles can do that, I think he's going to be one of the best scorers in the league.
And the reason why the NCAA Rules Committee changed that block charge call was because officials were only getting it right 65% of the time. They want to get it to around 90.
And coaches like me yelled at him all the time, no matter what.
Spiller, good move. 20-footer on the way off the back heel. Tries to go after his own miss. Craig Brown is there, and Kone picks it up.
A lot of hustle out of Florida A&M. A lot of hustle. They're trying to get to every basketball around the rim.
Under 2 minutes to go, and Rutgers has a 2-point advantage over Florida A&M from the MEAC. Kadeem Jack up top, trying to go past Bobby King. Kone outside. J.J. Moore, tough shot, not the look that Eddie Jordan once said. Jamie Adams out of nowhere has it. And FAMU can take the lead here with a 3. A mismatch with Kadeem Jack all over Adams. Bullard wisely pulls out.
Yeah, Rutgers looks a little tired here. You can see they're a little winded. Florida A&M trying to get a good shot. Probably going to stay in this guy's hands right here.
Under 10 to shoot on this possession. Bullard, left hand, too strong. Follow was no good. Brown was in a tussle match there with Bobby King, and it will go to Rutgers. At half in this contest, we'll talk with Eddie Jordan. Was kind enough to join us. We'll also go inside the play with our very own Mo Casera. First half stats and highlights coming up here from Piscataway. Well, we were talking about this matchup early on at shoot-around today, Mo, and we expected it to go back and forth, and a lot of fans curious to see how Eddie Jordan and his club would play, and a lot of people didn't know what they would see forthcoming, and Jordan said it might be that cat-and-mouse game, what's going on right now.
Yeah, Coach was definitely right, and I think as a coach, early on in the season, you're not quite sure what you're going to get. A little bit of nerves, a little bit of tightness, and they're just kind of trying to work through some of the kinks. But right now, the Rattlers are just playing a little harder. They're a little more aggressive. They're playing loose. They're going after every loose ball, and that's why they're keeping the game close.
Rutgers trying to stymie this 8-0 run by FAMU. Basket, though, is good, however.
Devon Campbell's been a terrific spark off the bench for them. They're going to need that all year from him. He's come off the bench, really giving them some good scoring.
8 points for Campbell thus far, and under 40 ticks remaining 4. Kone all over Adams. And a call here against Malik Kone.
Now that's a mistake. That's exactly what you don't want to do. You're getting down to the end of the first half, and then you put him on the foul line, putting Jamie Adams on the foul line at the end of the half there with his silly foul away from the basket. Just play good, hard defense.
Ken Adams didn't start this contest, leads the team with 8 points, and Jamari Bradshaw nice off the bench as well. There's 2 players with 15 total points combined.
Yep. He can get 8 or 10 pretty quick, can't he?
Certainly, as Abdul Aleem checks back into the contest in place of Bobby King. A little inside presence here for Clement Johnson's team.
Be interesting to see what they do here, if they're going to go after them defensively here a little bit and try to keep putting some pressure on them.
In and out, and a 3-point contest as Greg Lewis corrals the miss. 20 seconds left in the first half. Kone downloaded J.J. Moore, double team. Devon Campbell, beautiful spin move, and a pretty look inside for J.J. Moore, and he's fouled.
Nice drive and dish there. Campbell, again, been aggressive all night. Nice drive, nice dish. Good, big, strong body around the basket, and J.J. Moore. As the year goes on, that's the play he's got to finish. If he can finish that play for them around the basket all year, he's going to really be a tough guard in this league.
As far as 7 for Moore on 3 of 6 shooting. He's a senior. He has to be vocal, but it must be a precarious situation for Moore because he's a newcomer here and only playing 1 year.
He is a newcomer, but you can see he's got some confidence, and sometimes that's just experience. He's got a nice way about him. He was helping his teammates. He was listening to the coaches. Really like the way that he's approached the game, and certainly on his last stop here at the end of his college career, doing some really good things.
And extends the Scarlet Knights lead out to 5, 46-41. Under 10 ticks remaining in the first half. Abdul Alim, 4 seconds to go, has to hoist it up off the iron. And that will do it, half number 1 here in Piscataway. Eddie Jordan clapping in exultation, but the story so far, Florida A&M's bench play coming up at half inside the play with Mo. Comes full circle for Eddie Jordan. Started his coaching career right here as a volunteer assistant. And he said he didn't want to be anywhere else, not the NBA, not in the AAU circuit, right here in Piscataway with Rutgers.
You could see how happy he was in practice to work with these guys every day.
Adams goes right to the rack, and hand check's going to be called on Segears to open things up here in the second half. How crucial is it for A&M to get on a big run in this first stanza of half number 2?
Well, I think they got to keep it close. They've got to continue to attack the basket, do the things that they've done well, and they can't let this lead get too big.
Third foul on Segears. Baseline jumper that time. Couldn't go in for Kellum. Segears over to Kadeem Jack. 15-footer. Got it. And a good start for the Scarlet Knights, courtesy of their big man, Kadeem Jack, who leads the way with 14.
Good things happen when you throw the ball ahead. I always said that as a coach. You see the ball get thrown ahead there. Nice, easy basket. Nice look for Kadeem Jack.
Adams almost took too many steps. He's up top with Reggie Lewis. So the big guns in there for Clement Johnson's team.
They're really trying to get Jamie Adams some look here from the 3. He hasn't been able to really shake him and get a look for a 3. He's really trying to. Nice pass there.
Lewis couldn't deliver that time. Kellum comes down with a loose ball. Left hand, tough shot. J.J. Moore scraps it up. Got all the big guns down for Florida A&M as Odie trying to battle his way over Wally Judge, and he's going to get the personal foul.
I like the look there, though. I like bringing the ball down the court, looking to throw it ahead, and they're trying to throw the ball into their advantage, Rutgers, with the big body. And
these guys, just like he traded Gilbert Arenas, Kobe Bryant on the NBA level, when they came over here to Piscataway in New Brunswick, it was the same deal.
No question. One thing they talk a little bit about NBA guys when they come to college, when they're teaching, it takes a little bit longer, and it takes a little bit longer for what they want to implement to work. And he talked a lot about that in practice yesterday, where in the NBA it might take 1 or 2 days. With college it might take a week, and a lot of guys say that when they come from the NBA back to college.
Rattlers only trailing by 7. Adams on a mismatch, blasts his pass, Kadeem Jack. Can't finish, however. They're going to say it's off of J.J. Moore instead of Bobby King down low, to the dismay of the Rutgers faithful.
Again, Florida A&M able to get to the basket almost at will, and with those easy shots getting a lot of second chance opportunities.
King looking for Kellum. Poor pass that time. Miles stop pop long 2, and he delivers. Miles Mack, that game changer for Rutgers. They'll certainly be relying on him. He's cashed in 10 thus far.
Love Miles Mack. Everything goes through him. Great New Jersey product. Big basket for them there. They needed that.
Jamie Adams over Segears off the back heel. Miles Mack wants to run. Blazes past Reggie Lewis. Lost it in transition. Numbers here for the Rattlers. Reggie Lewis trails. Kiss off the window in, courtesy of Jamie Adams.
Nice pass there by Jamie Adams to give it up and get a nice easy basket.
Lewis has 5. Florida A&M only trailing by 7. Judge wants to post up. Had the size over King, but couldn't deliver. Adams on a 4-on-1. Lewis gets past J.J. Moore. Kellum down low off the window. No. And it's going to be basket interference here on Walter Davis of FAMU.
They get a little lucky there, though. They get a little lucky because of the offensive rebound. But again, they're all over the basket. Nice throw ahead, nice finish. Again, they're all around the basket. Another opportunity, goaltending.
Miles back, breaks the press, left hand. Oh boy, that was smooth. Back-to-back baskets for him. He has 12. Good spin move that time by Bradshaw. Kadeem Jack picks up the loose change. A feverish pace to the start of this second half. Moore follows his own shot wisely, puts it up, and Moore, right place, right time, great awareness, and he cashes in.
Nice shot and finish there by J.J. Moore. Again, now Florida A&M getting a little too fast and too sped up, taking too many quick shots.
And you see Clement Johnson telling his club, slow down. He's marching on that sideline, pleading with Jamie Adams to settle. Kellum tries to split two. He walked with the basketball and another turnover here on Florida A&M. J.J. Moore, we talked about it. He's a guy who shoots, but he shows his senior leadership by following it.
You know, one of the words I've used a lot tonight is tenacity. I like his tenacity. He's around the basket. He's going to get it. He's using his size and strength and his experience to get them an easy basket.
That's one of the fundamentals in the game. And as a coach, you had to be cringing when guys would spot up, shoot, and they would think it would go in, and they wouldn't even follow their shot.
And I'll tell you what, that's what I love about J.J. Moore. He's got that experience. You know, played for some really good programs, been through the battles a little bit, knows what he needs to do to help his team win.
Moore with 14 points, accompanied by 8 boards in this matchup. Mack tries to blow past Nelson. Largest lead for Rutgers. They're trying to extend it here with the Segeers three. And Kadeem Jack right inside the restricted area. 16 points thus far for the big man.
Kadeem Jack all over the place tonight. Offensive rebounds, jump shots, keeping basketballs alive. I really like the way he's playing. He's talking on defense. Love his size and athleticism.
Because FAMU was frantic a little bit, DeAndre Bullard comes in, and that time Bullard on a bang pass over to Abdul Aleem, and he silences the Rutgers crowd.
Big shot by Muhammad. They needed that one there.
11-point contest. Segeers at the charity stripe. Out to Miles Mack. Mack, oh, the beautiful reverse. Tipped out, who wants it? It's Abdul Aleem. Stripped, though, by Miles Mack. Kadeem Jack on a 3-on-1, right past Nelson.
That's the kind of finish you want. Take it to the rim. The rat comes alive here, Dave. Great to hear.
Rozier tries to silence the crowd. Too strong on it. Segeers has it. 3-on-2. Mack, stop, pop, 3 on the play. In and out. This place would have exploded if that went down.
Yeah, the rack would have totally exploded on that one.
J.J. Moore trying to save it on the sideline, out of bounds, but if you're a Rutgers fan, you have to love the tenacity on both ends of the floor as the fans rise here in Piscataway. Rutgers clinging to a third. Florida A&M was only down by 5 to begin this second half. You saw maybe a change in philosophy for Clement Johnson's team. They wanted to run, but why the frantic pace?
You know, some quick shots, which led to some really easy runouts for Rutgers, and all of a sudden the game got away from them a little bit.
Bullard with a nice find down low. Bradshaw couldn't come up with the answer, though. Segeers tries to go around Nelson inside the three-point arc, and all cotton. Deep 2 for Segeers.
Now they're feeling a little bit. Some quick shots from Florida A&M has led to some easy runouts, and again, some nice looks at the basket. Confidence is great for Rutgers right now.
And right on cue, Miles Mack creates the turnover on DeAndre Bullard. Miles Mack, not only on the offensive side, gets to it on the defensive end as well, as Mack's teammate Segeers coming through.
Nice job settling defense's hands, getting his feet set. Nice finish and follow through.
12th turnover on FAMU. Mack off the window, went off the heel. Kadeem Jack is there, and he'll go to the free throw line.
I'll tell you what, Dave, Kadeem Jack is everywhere tonight. Offensive rebounds, running out in the break. He's made some nice passes. Again, aggressive to the basket there. I love the way he's playing.
They wanted more interior production out of Kadeem Jack. He spent the offseason working on that jumper away from the basket, but you see, he's not shy getting in the lane as well. And it all attests to this tough matchup, as FAMU is certainly outclassed down low.
Yeah, they are. The size, the strength, we talked about that in the beginning of the game, is really starting to be apparent, and now the guards are starting to get a little bit of confidence, and you're starting to see Florida A&M wear down a little bit.
I think Eddie Jordan has got what he wanted out of Kadeem Jack so far.
Yeah, if you're Coach Jordan, you got to love the aggressiveness right now. And you know what else I really look for as a coach? I love his enthusiasm. He's pumping his fist. He's playing hard. He's aggressive. He's active. That's what you look for. You're going to make some mistakes early in the season, but I'll tell you what, he's doing a terrific job.
Willie Connor.
Point attempt goes down there for Willie Connor, who redshirted last year. See if Kadeem Jack can still continue this rhythm, already with 19 points, 8 boards. Instead, it's in the hands of J.J. Moore. Pass Abdul Alim. Got a foul outside of the paint. J.J. Moore's play so contagious to these other players. And like we mentioned all broadcast long, Mo, a guy who's been through the wars at Pitt in a tough conference there. He's certainly going to help when you get into the thick of things when Rutgers has to battle with UConn and teams like that.
Sure, they've got to play some tough teams in their league, and you know they're picked to be on the bottom of the league. But I'll tell you what, when you look at their roster as a coach, I look at their roster and I see guys from winning programs. I see guys who've redshirted. I see guys who've gone to prep school. They're an older group, even though they haven't played together a lot. I think this is a team that's going to get better and better as the year goes on. You can just see it as you see Kadeem Jack again there, active, aggressive. I love his energy and enthusiasm tonight.
Bobby King wanted to outlet that, but Jack again showing his size, and Eddie Jordan has just been loving this.
Nice to see him excited. Nice to see him excited. Hey, you know, Dave, we got two coaches here on the sidelines who've won NBA championships.
A lot of experience on both ends, and guys, they mentioned to us that they didn't want to be anywhere else. Clement Johnson, 15 years of pro ball in the NBA, also in Italy as well. And Eddie Jordan obviously won an NBA title playing with the Lakers and also coaching 9 seasons.
You know, not only do they both win championships and play in the NBA, they're both back at their schools. They love their schools. They care about their kids. They care about their programs, and it's really evident.
Another line violation, and Eddie Jordan certainly doesn't like that. But yeah, the opener here, and mistakes are going to happen.
Free throws, free throws, free throws. Coach Jordan talked a lot about that. They broke practice yesterday. Everybody had to shoot 50 free throws. He knows that's going to be a little bit of a problem for them this year.
FAMU breaking this press nicely. Abdul Alim. Down low this time. Rozier with the reverse. Couldn't finish. Miles Mack right past Jamie Adams. Skies in there. J.J. Moore has it. And we'll go the opposite way. Rutgers stepped out of bounds that time. Fans still applauding, however, this transition offense for Eddie Jordan's club.
Yeah, they have to love the aggressiveness. They have to love how hard they're playing, and they're kind of trying to keep the pressure on here. Again, they give up an easy basket there, which is, again, I think they're going to have to really look at film over the course of the next week and really start to work on that a little bit.
That was Connor going right past Wally Judge that time. Jamie Adams pickpockets Mack. Adams coasts in. Trouble by Mack. Abdul Alim with the reverse. And he'll get a well-deserved trip to the line. Both these coaches, we mentioned, a lot of experience, guys that have been at the big level. Rutgers, Eddie Jordan. Connecticut, Kevin Ollie comes home, played for the 76ers in nearby Philadelphia. Bryce Drew, along with Jerome Allen of Penn.
Only 7 guys in Division I, 2 of them here on the court tonight.
Fourth foul on Wally Judge. He's in trouble. Greg Lewis has to enter the ball game as a result. And again, you don't get a lot of coaches here in Division I going back to the schools, but they take a lot of pride in showing that school enthusiasm.
You could see that from both guys. You saw it in shoot-around today, saw it in practice yesterday. They not only care about their team and their players, but they really care about their universities.
And now we have a 13-point contest. A little less than halfway through here in the second half. Mo Cassera and our entire ESPN3 crew. Dave Leno on hand. Great to have you with us tonight. J.J. Moore stepped out of bounds and a turnover on the Scarlet Knights.
Now, Dave, they get a little lucky there. Rutgers wasn't quite sure what to do. Florida A&M, because of their foul trouble, went to a little 1-3-1 zone there We weren't quite sure how to handle that. Teams struggle with that early in the year because you don't practice against it a lot. We may see a little bit more of that now, I think, because of the foul trouble and the size disadvantage that they have.
Bobby King walked with the basketball. Another inopportune turnover on FAMU. And it will go the other way with Rutgers as Clement Johnson shaking his head in frustration. The 14th turnover for FAMU.
Here we go again. I think we're going to see a little zone here. Yep, little zone here. Try to keep them off balance a little bit. Try to take away a little of the size advantage. There he is.
Kadeem Jack too strong to the first opportunity, but again following his shot nicely. Willie Connor all the way to the rack. And we'll go to the free throw line.
Transition defense been a little bit of a problem for Rutgers all night. A little bit of fatigue setting in
this second half. Connor at the free throw line. Gets 2 here.
This is where I think Coach Jordan liked to see his team put these guys away. See if they can put Florida A&M away with some defensive stops, some good offense. And early in the season, see what they're made of. See how they're going to execute here, you know, when the game's starting to go to their advantage here a little bit. And now we're going to see some more zone here, which would be a little tricky here for Rutgers playing against this 1-3-1 kind of matchup zone, as Florida A&M is now trying to take advantage of their size disadvantage, I should say.
Mack up top with Devon Campbell. Brown, Lewis, and Jack in there as well. Cross-court pass over to Mack. Jack coming in, and Kadeem Jack has been on fire. Double-double already, 24 points to go with his 10 boards.
Boy, is he aggressive. At the basket, attacking. Love the way he's playing tonight.
Abdul-Alim, and it's a charge call. Again, a point of emphasis here as Craig Brown takes it right there as we go the other way.
Nice drive, nice dish. Again, Kadeem Jack attacking the basket. Coach Jordan's got to love his play tonight.
Kadeem Jack was regarded as the highest working player in the offseason by this staff. 22 points, 8 of 13 from the field.
Very efficient tonight. Love his efficiency. Love the way he's attacking the basket, playing unselfish and playing with great energy.
Craig Brown tries to split 2 over Connor. Kadeem Jack. Who else is there? Right hand. Ooh, that's too easy.
There he is again. Probably not the best shot in the world, but again, Kadeem Jack going and cleaning up the glass.
Jamie Adams has been scoreless here in the second half. You see him on the lower right side of your screen now, coming up with the basketball. See if he can get into it.
Yeah, one thing that's starting to bother him a little bit is the size and athleticism of Rutgers.
Abdul-Alim all cotton from three-point land. 15-point contest here. Greg Lewis tries to get it. Tipped away, though, nicely. And we go back with Jamie Adams. Created by Bobby King. Jamie Adams off the back heel. Follows his miss nicely from the elbow. 0 for 2 on that play.
Couple quick shots there. Probably not what Coach wanted. But again, followed up again by a quick shot from Rutgers. Probably not what Coach Jordan wanted either.
This call is going to go against Kadeem Jack of Rutgers, and FAMU will get it. A couple more substitutions coming in, though.
You know, we talked a little bit about Rutgers' depth, and I think that's going to be a little bit of trouble for them. But they're excited about the future, Dave. They've got some great recruits coming in. Talked to assistant coach Van Macon earlier today. They've got 3 guys committed. Mike Williams, a big-time recruit out of Bishop Laughlin in New York. Bishop Daniels, a junior college player. Dwayne Foreman, another New York product. And they've already got a class of 15 commitment in Austin Burnett out of Raleigh, North Carolina. So the future's bright here.
Kadeem Jack steps out to a huge reception. Odie and Spiller come back in for FAMU. Connor might have walked there as Greg Lewis was in his way, but scored the basket anyhow for Willie Connor with 7. Segeers wants the 3. Hand in his face by Connor Segeers. No doubt about it. Confidence in his eyes. He has 9.
He's playing real well for them. A lot of confidence. Great three-point shooter in the Big East last year. 41%. Got a lot of confidence tonight. Stepping up and making some big shots.
Abdul-Alim has liked that shot that time. And from three-point land, he has been sensational with 11 thus far.
Great spark off the bench. Much needed for Coach Johnson.
He's a guy who didn't play much last year, but they're going to call on him to be that 6th man, especially when they get to MEAC play. Tough shot there. Craig Brown rejected nicely, though, by Davis. Spiller trying to get it back to Davis, and he has it cleanly. To a cutting Abdul-Alim. The reverse is good, and Mohamed Abdul-Alim, a spark plug off the bench for FAMU.
I tell you what, as a coach, that drives you crazy. A bad shot almost always leads to a basket for the other team. We just saw that there.
Rutgers' lead is cut down to 11. And as a result, Eddie Jordan wants to talk things over.
You can see Coach saying right there to Craig Brown, relax, relax. You know, Craig Brown wants to get, if they get that kind of production out of their front court, they're not going to finish 10th in their league this year, I can tell you that.
Under 9 minutes to go in regulation.
Now, this is where Coach Jordan is working on developing his team a little bit. They call a timeout, they have an ill-advised shot, they draw up a play, and you know what? They run it all the way through and they get a foul. That's the kind of thing as a coach early in the season you want to see. Can we execute when it's tight? And they called a play out of bounds, they ran it, they got a nice foul and a nice play there.
Eddie Jordan is synonymous with the Princeton offense, but no more. He plays with 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center, but he wants to limit the structure and let his players have a free-flowing offense out there. Connor picked up the loose change, and the call as a result going against Sagiers. His 4th in the contest. Eddie Jordan might have to look at his bench.
Give Florida A&M some credit. Rutgers has had trouble feeding the post tonight. They've had a lot of balls tipped. They've not been able to execute that pass and take advantage of some of their size.
Abdul-Alim with 13 in the contest. He's had the hot hand as of late. Remember, Adams still scoreless in the second half. He's not even on the floor here for FAMU. Abdul-Alim sees an open man. Greg Lewis comes up with the loose change as Connor couldn't deliver for the Rattlers. Sagiers on a mismatch with Odio. Look at that crossover move. Couldn't finish, however. Who wants it? Campbell. And a fresh 35 here for Rutgers. Campbell wants to take it early in the shot clock and pulled in, though, nicely.
FAMU hanging around. If they can get a good basket here. But again, a turnover. Fatigue setting in a little bit.
Poor drive by Spiller. Moore goes right to the rack. And a call coming up against the Rattlers.
See now, Dave, that's a veteran right there. That's a veteran. The game's a little helter-skelter. Everybody's a little tired. Instead of pulling up and taking an easy shot.
The recruiting, they're not just recruiting for the AAC. They're really concentrated on the Big Ten.
Well, I'll tell you what. They're heading into the Big Ten, and they're going to face some awful tough teams. Every opponent they face out in the Big Ten is going to be tough. Different arenas, a little different atmosphere, and it will change the way they recruit a little bit.
J.J. Moore with 14 thus far. And Rutgers. That was a 13-point advantage over the Rattlers.
Let's see if Rutgers can really sit down here and get a stop. Really play solid defense, not reach. Be solid, get a rebound, contest a shot, and get a stop.
Jamie Adams has been silenced in the second half. Abdul-Alim spins around Campbell that time over to Odie. Too strong as Greg Lewis was in his way.
Greg Lewis, nice big body off the bench, giving him some good minutes, some good rebound, and some good interior defense.
Campbell baseline, and he'll go to the line as a result.
Again, here's what I was talking about. Looking for a good stop on defense. A hard drive to the basket here. Great help. Hands in the lane, contest the shot, rebound, and go.
Ron Campbell misses the first attempt, and Kellum will come into the ball game. This time for Odie. Campbell's played for 2 different schools, not just UTEP, but also Hutchinson Community College in Kansas. This is his third.
Third school, got some experience, giving them a nice lift off the bench tonight.
Rattlers down by 14. Jamie Adams trying to get into it. Miles Mack was there, but cleaning up was Kellum inside the paint.
FAMU hanging around because that perimeter defense and the interior stops have not really come for Rutgers.
Miles Mack drives in. Campbell. And Mack with 15 to shoot. Over to the hot hand of Kadeem Jack. J.J. Moore. All cotton from three. J.J. Moore getting it done once more. Give him 17. A charge is going to be called. J.J. Moore, not just on the offensive end, but comes through on the defensive side as well.
Great job by J.J. Moore. Needed a big basket, set his feet. As you can see here, I like the ball movement for Rutgers, passing the ball around the perimeter, settle the hands, set your feet, finish the shot. Great follow through there by J.J. Moore.
Give him 17 points, 9 rebounds thus far in the contest, and 6 minutes to go in regulation. Eddie Jordan wants to talk things over here. Didn't like the set right there from his own Scarlet Knights and calls a timeout.
I think you're going to see a because as they get better and they want to win games on the road and they want to win as the season goes on, they've got to be able to execute all the time.
I think Jordan has got what he wanted out of the team in this matchup.
I think he has. You know, again, they have a lot of things they can work on, and I like that throwing the ball into the big fella down low.
Wally Judge, turnaround hook shot, in and out. Mack coasts in off the window.
See a little bit of fatigue starting to set in here for Florida A&M. A little bit of sloppy play, not only on offense, but on defense. And Rutgers keeps the pressure up here.
Rattlers have been in all sorts of trouble. They haven't scored since the 9-minute, 36-second mark, but cleaning up nicely was Connor.
Willie Connor.
15-point advantage for Rutgers at home.
Let's see if Rutgers can execute here on offense. Run a little offense, get a great shot.
And Jordan preached a lot of crosses inside the lane. Campbell creates some space. Cleaning up nicely was Judge. Rozier was standing in his way, and here comes FAMU. Connor over to Kellum. Left hand, ooh, that's too good from Trey Kellum.
They continue to come at you. Rutgers got to work on their transition defense, and again, taking care of the basketball.
Kellum stolen away from Mack. Mack gets it back off of Kellum. Both players cat and mouse here. Kellum in frustration will foul Miles Mack, and Clement Johnson hands by his sides, and what just happened there?
I think both coaches had both hands up there trying to slow everybody down. You saw Coach Jordan again, he's teaching, he's coaching. He wants execution now. He wants to see what his guys can do when they're a little fatigued and they're a little tired.
So Miles Mack will go to the free throw line. That was the third foul on Kellum, and the double bonus here for Rutgers with under 5 minutes remaining.
See a lot of guys with their hands on their knees here, gasping for air a little bit, getting those jitters out. That first game, a little fatigue setting in on both sides.
Abdul Aleem wants to run the floor, puts up the shot, and Abdul Aleem delivers to the dismay of the Rutgers faithful. 15 for him.
You know, again, Dave, I've talked about this throughout the broadcast and throughout the game. Transition defense for Rutgers has not been good. Missed free throw, and you see bodies kind of jogging back. I was talking about guys being a little fatigued. A bad reach there, a bad foul, and a three-point play.
He had that pass-first mentality, but stayed with it in the end. As a result, it went his way. Rolls in for him.
Some great learning opportunities here for Rutgers. They've got the game. They think they've got the game under control, and now can they execute and take care of the ball and really control the game and really put this team away? That's something that Coach Jordan's going to look for now, something he's going to talk about when they're watching film tomorrow.
Another personal going to be charged to Trey Kellum. That's his fourth. And Miles Mack will go back to the line. You're going to see a lot of fouls being called as this college basketball season continues. They want to see the points per game increase. They want to increase scoring. In fact, I remember Jay Billis saying early on before this season, Mo, that the same number of calls have been made, about 18 per team in a contest, but because the charge has been eliminated and they want to take the physicality out of the game, you're going to see some stoppages.
Absolutely going to see some changes, and hopefully will help improve the game.
Trey Kellum again down low nicely. FAMU down by 5 at the half, now down by 10.
Down by 10 again. It's that defense that's kind of letting Rutgers down right now. It's that interior defense, it's that ball defense, it's that transition defense we've been talking about.
Campbell forced that one inside. Kick ball. And it will go to the Rattlers. Florida A&M has been out of it at the start.
That DC Assault program.
Eddie Jordan said didn't accept any money to coach, just wanted to give back, wanted to mentor kids, and I think that relates here to the college game as well.
I think it does, and I think that's probably helped him a lot, being really excited about this opportunity that he has now.
Jamie Adams for 3. He's been silent, short of the attempt, and J.J. Hall corrals it. Mack over to Moore. Back to Miles Mack. Judge down low. Swatted away beautifully by Bobby King. It will stay with the Scarlet Knights, however.
Nice ball movement. I like the attack. Like to see Judge either dunk that ball or use his body and finish with his left hand.
Miles Mack. And another hand check call. Again, a point of emphasis by the referees. You cannot put an arm anymore. There's no arm bar. None of that. Can't put one hand, two hands on the defender. If you do, there's the personal. Jose Carrion was right on it.
Yeah, you can see Jamie Adams kind of pleading with the referee staff here, but that's going to be called all year. We talked about it early in the broadcast. Anytime there's an arm bar, hand checking, it's going to be called.
Clement Johnson certainly getting ready for a tough MEAC slate, going up against the likes of Norfolk State, Savannah State. Norfolk State, in fact, last year went an unblemished 16-0, the first time any team has done that in the MEAC.
Hey, but Dave, how happy is he? He was coaching Alaska Fairbanks a couple years ago. The weather's a little bit better in Tallahassee, isn't it?
That's for sure. Doesn't need the fur coat. Rozier tried to go past Wally Judge, and the three-pointer rolls in that time.
You know, if I'm Coach Jordan and when they're watching film tonight, tomorrow, and they're breaking it down, I'm a little frustrated with the defensive intensity. They play defense for a few passes here and there, and then they're giving up too many easy shots.
Wally Judge up top. Over to Campbell, runs right past Rozier. Kadeem Jack, 15-footer, that's his shot, in and out. Adams wants to run. Adams serpentines through the lane. Bradshaw off the window. And what do we have here? It's going to be a charge against the Rattlers.
Here's what I'm going to be looking for all year. Looking for that guy that can three. So this will be the first part of their puzzle in putting their defensive schemes together.
Rutgers' largest lead in this contest was at 18. And you got to give credit from the guys for the MEAC school at FAMU. They're staying with this Rutgers squad.
Yeah, they sure are. They've really played hard all night. They've been around the basketball. They've continued to battle. They've made some big shots.
Devon Campbell will go back to the free throw line. Jamie Adams and his comrades have stayed in this contest despite the home faithful rallying around the new era of Rutgers basketball headed by Eddie Jordan and company.
You know, Eddie's got a great demeanor on the bench. You can just see he's coaching, he's teaching, he's really got a nice demeanor in the way that he coaches his team.
10-point game. Adams outside. Abdul Aleem off the heel. Rozier tried to pull it in. Instead, it's J.J. Moore. Kadeem Jack, look out!
How about that finish, Dave? Finish, exclamation point on the game that he's played tonight.
A game-high 28 points for the 6'9" guy. Loose ball. Miles Mack in a foot race will solo. And a timeout here by Clement Johnson. And this crowd rises here at the rack.
And believe me, they needed that dunk in many, many ways. Great excitement for the Rutgers fans.
And it attests to the work ethic of Kadeem Jack, again, considered the hardest working player. And he's a guy that said, I don't care what happened at Rutgers. I don't care if students, faculty, or the fan base is yelling at me when I walk to class. I'm going to stay here and change the perception, and he's certainly doing that tonight.
Got to give that young man a lot of credit, and all these guys at Rutgers for battling through what's, clearly been a tough offseason. They're playing hard tonight, and I think this is going to be a team that's going to get better and better and better as the year goes on.
Bradshaw can't deliver from the wing. Mack outside. J.J. Moore thought about the three. There's Jack looking for 30. He is way too good tonight. Steamrolling here in Piscataway.
Kadeem Jack is everywhere tonight. Jump shots, dunks, offensive rebounds. Coach Jordan's going to get him out here, try to get him a standing ovation.
Spiller over to Bradshaw, right past Wally Judge, and finally, FAMU has something to talk about there.
Score the Beskrivelse.
Rutgers in the AAC preseason poll. You have to think we're kidding here. Picked to finish last behind USF and UCF, 10th. And the way Kadeem Jack and his squad is playing, that's certainly not going to be the case this go around.
I'll tell you what, I've been out watching practices, seen a lot of teams practice throughout the course of the year. I've seen SMU, seen a couple other teams in this league. I think Rutgers has the pieces and the bodies. Clearly they have to get a little healthy and get a little bit more depth. But this is going to be a team with their new style, with their energy, with Coach Jordan's system. They're going to get better and better. I find it hard to believe that they're going to finish 10th in this league.
Kadeem Jack with 30 points and 12 rebounds, and he goes out to a huge round of applause here at the rack. And a call coming up against Bradshaw. It's his third personal with just a minute and 3 left.
Hey, Kadeem Jack deserved that standing ovation. I tried to stand up there. I mean, he played a heck of a game, shot the ball, played with great energy, great passion. What a great all-around performance.
Jack told us that there was an estimated 7 to 10 schools that reached out after all the Mike Rice situation went down. And he said he was even surprised at some of the offers that were coming his way. He was well at it. He's a guy that flourishes in the open floor, Mo, but tonight in the half-court sets, he's getting it done nicely.
I think this system is terrific for him. He's able to play off the ball a little bit, able to play around the basket a little bit, use some of his size and athleticism. But the thing that really impressed me tonight about him is he kept moving around. He kept moving around. He went to the offensive glass early, and then all of a sudden get a couple dunks, and then that basket looks gigantic. And he made every jump shot, just about every jump shot he took tonight.
Moore with 17 points, accompanied by 11 boards, and we have under a minute to play. And another hand check call coming up against Rutgers. Jackson Jordan, following his father everywhere he goes, took up some shots pregame. He has to be loving it here.
I'll tell you what, he looks like his old man, doesn't he? He's nice. He's got the same demeanor, too. Nice and calm. He was out there getting some shots up earlier today. He's going to be a heck of a player.
So you're saying he's a coach in the making?
I think so. Doesn't seem too phased either, does he?
No. And his father doesn't either.
Neither does Eddie.
In and out for Spiller. Kept alive by Bobby King into the hands of Kellum. Nelson with the runner. And finally, Greg Nelson comes through in the second half.
You know, got to give FAMU a lot of credit. They battled every play. The kids played hard. They attacked. They didn't back down. And they kept playing the entire night.
Segere's in a little bit of trouble. And a 10-second violation being called on Jerome Segers. So FAMU creates the turnover late.
Two things they're going to talk about in the film sessions: taking care of the basketball and their transition defense. If they can work on those things, they're going to be a really tough team come February.
Spiller finds a streaking Connor, and he delivers a deep deuce past Zurich.
Okay, this team hasn't quit all night. They've kept playing and playing, and they've played a lot of different players at a lot of different positions. And again, that's going to be one of their Achilles heels. And I know it's kind of the end of the game and the game's over, but Jerome Segers has got to take care of the basketball.
Hail Mary pass that time goes a little bit high of the walk-on Jalen Hyde, and another turnover on the Scarlet Knights. Just 15 seconds remain in this contest. Spiller right to the rack over Zurich. No call. And it will stay on this end of the floor with 12.3.
I think this FAMU team's a team that's going to get better as the year goes on. And as Coach said to us yesterday, when they get into their league and they're playing against guys that are their size and their athleticism, they're going to get better and better. I really think they're going to have a nice year.
Got stoppage of play.
Yeah, they got some veteran guys. You know, they've got some guys that didn't play great tonight, but they've got some bodies and they've got some athleticism. And, you know, once they get back home in their gym, I think they're going to be a tough out.
Where's FAMU go from here after this contest?
Well, I think they got to take it. They got to take what they did well. You know, as a coach, you know, you want to harp on the things that you didn't do well, and that's the thing you struggle with sometimes as a coach. You want to talk about, hey, we didn't do this well tonight. We didn't do that well. But gosh, they played hard. It's early in the season. They've got a lot of new faces, as we talked about, and they got to try to get better. They got to go to Princeton, and they got to play a little bit better on Sunday.
Zurich into Seegers. And out of Hyde, yep. FAMU certainly going after it. Zurich will run out the clock with his comrade Seegers. And welcome back, Eddie Jordan to Rutgers.
That first win always feels good, no matter where you are. A new start, a fresh start for Rutgers.